And joining me right now here on the Mark Mosley Show podcast on the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios is a very fine gentleman and the athletic director there at Melbourne High School, Chad Raymond. Chad, how you doing today?
I'm great, Mark. I appreciate you guys having me on.
We were talking on the phone the other day about a new season, new school year. So let's start there. Are you excited for school to start next week and for sports to be back there at Melbourne High?
I honestly, I can't wait. You know, we've got two of our major sports, football and girls volleyball, both have brand new head coaches, and there's a lot of excitement around both programs. So a lot of young, fresh enthusiasm, I guess you could say. A lot of the community is excited about both programs. But then, you know, we still have golf. We have swim and dive. We've got a great bowling team this year, and last but not least, we have an outstanding cross country team. So I cannot wait for these kids to start competing on the field, on the court, in the alley, whatever they're doing. It's going to be a great year for Melbourne High School Bulldogs.
I imagine you and the other teachers on campus this week, you're trying to figure out everything. And then what is it, Monday? Is that when the real chaos starts?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So right now, all the teachers are in training. They're getting ready. They're getting their lesson plans organized, and the kids, the circus starts on Monday. So you know, we've got almost 600 freshmen coming in. That's the biggest freshman class we've had, and I think since Principal Kirk has been here as a teacher, even in 30 years. So it's going to be a lot of chaos, but it'll be controlled chaos to the best of our abilities. So, but you know, that just gives us more opportunities to express the talent that this community has, and so we hope to represent all of the Melbourne folks around here, and we can't wait to get going. But it's going to be hectic, but you know, we'll get through it.
Okay, it's the year 2025. I think I could do this math. So if you're a freshman in high school, you were born probably in 2011 or 2012.
Something about right. Yeah. Before I even got to Florida Tech, but yeah, that's it's crazy, man. Like, you know, mine's a 6-year-old, you know, and here she is going to be in high school in 10 years or 5 or 9 years from now. It's crazy how these kids are here, and how smart they are, and how athletically talented they are, how knowledgeable they are about the process and stuff like that. So it's a challenge, but we embrace challenges, and we hope to attack those challenges, accept those challenges, and not run away from them.
How many years now have you been the AD at Melbourne?
I'm going into year 4, year 6 at Melbourne, but year 4 as athletic director. Before that, I was the testing coordinator. And then Coach Daryl Buchanan, stepped down, wanted to get some more time for his family. And so he's back in the classroom, and now gave me an opportunity to take over. And I'm elated.
Okay, you did stuff at Florida Tech. You talked about that a second ago. For our listeners who don't know, our viewers, what were you doing at Florida Tech before that?
So I was the offensive line coach and recruiting coordinator at Florida Tech from 2013 until the season of 2019. Obviously, as everyone knows, in the spring of 2020 is when COVID hit. The school had to make some financial decisions and cut the program. But as far as the time that I spent there at Florida Tech, it was a great 6 or 7 seasons. We started from the ground up. Literally, the guys, Steve Engelhardt and Jason Martin and Willie Tillman, who's the head football coach over here at MCC, you know, those guys built that thing from the ground up. And when I got there, the excitement, the enthusiasm was palpable. But then we struggled that first year as everyone expected us to. But by year 2, we competed. We lost by 1 point to Bethune-Cookman, who was a top 15 team in the country in the FCS. We beat my alma mater, Tarleton State, in the AT&T Stadium over in Dallas. That was a great experience, and it was being in the Gulf South was tough. Valdosta, West Georgia, those guys were big dogs, and then the year after that is when West Florida started. So it was a competitive league. We had a great time there, and it was tough. I'm not going to lie to you. It was tough to be let go like that, but I understand it is what it is, and but here things happen for a reason, and here we are.
You talk about building a program. You got a new head football coach, and I talked to Coach Panucci last week. He's awesome to talk to, and if you missed that conversation, it is on all my socials and my podcast page. Okay, why did you go with him as your next head football coach?
Well, we had all kinds of interest. We had all kinds of interest from all over the state, even from outside of the state. And at the end of the day, when Coach Panucci was here I actually got a chance to coach with them last year. I took over as the O-line coach last year with the high school team. So I kind of got that person-to-person in-depth almost interviewing process. And at the end of the day, we wanted somebody that was tried and true Melbourne Bulldog. He's graduated here. He's a lifer. The family, his family is tied into the West Melbourne Little League and the community itself. And we just wanted a guy who had put his. I just felt it was his time. It was his time. He put the work in. He's been here forever, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not really putting a whole lot of pressure on him, but at the end of the day, he's doing his best, and that's all we can ask for. But I'm proud of him, and we'll just see how the year goes. But I think he's going to be great for Melbourne and the Bulldogs.
That is awesome. And then you said also you have a new volleyball coach. Who is this?
So Myra Thompson. She came to us. This is her second year as a teacher. She came to us from I believe Central. Don't quote me on that though. But she was here. She was our assistant volleyball coach last year, and she was also our head flag football coach in the inaugural season this last spring. We decided to make a change. We wanted someone on campus as a teacher that could give the kids some relief when it came to anything outside of volleyball or academics. So she's right down the hall for me from where my office is. And so it was a decision that myself and Dr. Kirk, our principal, made, that we just thought it was better for the kids, better for the program, better for the community to have someone here and more accessible. And she's great. She's young, got full energy. She's got young daughters that are going to be playing volleyball. So she's athletically minded. She coached JV soccer last year, boys. So she's going to be doing 3 sports this year. Hopefully she doesn't burn herself out, but she's fully invested. And the kids so far, the kids love her, the parents love her, and we'll just see again. We'll see how it goes.
All right, let's clarify this. This is talent right here. Coaching flag football, volleyball, and what was the third one? What did you?
So she coached JV soccer, boys JV soccer last year with Coach Bonnie. So she knows what she's doing. She's also a distance runner, like fanatic. So she's got like all the little numbers in her classroom and everything. So she runs marathons and whatnot. So she's a fit lady. She loves being with the kids. She loves athletics. I believe she played club flag football at UCF. So that's where the background information came from. And then she was coaching volleyball and stuff like that, Central and the youth leagues around here. So it was just a no-brainer for all of us, and we're lucky to have her for sure.
As the athletic director there at Melbourne High School, in the state of Florida, football is king, and you have the football background. Is volleyball, even volleyball inside and beach volleyball, is it continuing to grow in your eyes here in the States?
I think it is. I think it is. And I will say this, it's very similar to soccer. They've got a really, really strong club, not following, but, I guess memberships around the state. So club volleyball is a big deal, just like club soccer.
Yeah.
And like AAU basketball and stuff like that. So volleyball is a big deal. It's, in my opinion, of course, like I told you, my kid's only 6, so I haven't experienced it yet as a dad, but in my opinion, I don't think it's as expensive as some of these other clubs can be, like baseball, like soccer and stuff like that, but I'm sure it costs money. But I think, in this county specifically, when you have schools like Vieira, when you have schools like Merritt Islands, Edgewood, these guys all these schools in this county represent a very strong talent pool of girls that want to play volleyball. And it's that situation where, as an athletic director, I feel like I'm obligated to at least give my kids, my students, the best opportunity that we can. And so beach volleyball is one of those sports that's brand new. We started it 2 years ago. So Shelly Morgan, who was our indoor coach, is still with us for our beach volleyball team. And that program is doing great. They just don't carry a whole lot of numbers. It's only like 8 to 10 on a squad. So, but with a volleyball team, that should be your biggest female sport on campus. And we're carrying over 45 girls right now between the 3 freshman JV and varsity teams. So it's a great opportunity for girls to come in, to give it a shot. And but I think it's something that could easily take off. And we want to get ourselves up to that echelon with the Vieiras and with the Merritt Islands to compete not only for a Cape Coast Conference championship, but for a district and state championship.
Is flag football for women, girls at the high school level, is that? I know. Look, I know you don't have the answers here, but like, Is that going to keep growing as a sport around the States?
I don't think there's a doubt in my mind. So before we decided to add the sport, we kind of did some research around the state, and because we knew that Brevard County was going to be a little bit slower to get it going. And so starting at last year, we knew, talking to my principal, I was just like, well, we're going to have to travel a lot because there's nobody around really to play. So, but it's huge in Hillsborough County, the Tampa area. It's really big in Orlando. It's big south of Brevard County, like Martin County, Port St. Lucie, Vero Beach, yada, yada. So all those Indian River, Palm Beach County, all those guys down through Broward and Dade is really big there. It's just not here, and hopefully this year we should be adding a few more teams in the county. Last year was just us in West Shore. But this year I know of at least maybe 3 or 4 high schools that are expressing that they will have a team this year. So we'll see how that goes. But it's a sport that should take off. And the good thing for me is it doesn't cost the school very much. And it's a great opportunity for kids to find that niche. And even though there's a lot of sports going on in the spring, you got softball, I'm talking about female wise, softball, you got track, you got tennis, you got lacrosse, which is really big here in the county. So it's just another opportunity to get girls an opportunity to play. And when you have over 2,000 students walking the halls here at Melbourne High School, you're trying to just give everybody an opportunity to play, to express their interest. It's a great way to earn scholarships. It's a great way to play at the next level. So I'm enthusiastic and excited to have it.
Has anyone, Chad, asked you about pickleball as a sport?
My administration, my vice principal, yeah, Mrs. Williams.
Yeah, your vice principal wants to play.
I heard it was something that the FHSAA was talking about, or I think it got turned down. I know it's really, really big here in Florida. I know it is.
Yes.
I haven't picked up the paddle yet, but I know it's a big deal. But I believe I did hear that they were kind of considering it, but then I believe it did not get past this last board of directors meeting.
I like you sounded really manly. I haven't picked up the paddle yet. Those guys, I have not tried it either. All right, you and me, we got to be a team. We got to try.
For sure. Well, I know that you don't have to be a crazy athlete. I mean, that's no offense to people who do it, but it's because really, if you have long enough arms, it's kind of like a smaller version of racquetball. When I was a GA, we used to play racquetball all the time, but that was a long time. That was many moons ago. But it's one situation where it's a great activity. It's something that anybody can really do, and I just don't think the FHSAA is going to get off the ground with it. There's a few other sports like boys volleyball, like water polo, that aren't really existent in this area in Brevard County. So that might be something we might tackle in the future, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I make this motion because now maybe it's this, but it'll keep going like this with interest. Where hey, when's Johnny gonna play? Like I can see it happening.
For sure. It's a matter of time.
Okay. My final question for you, and I know you're busy. Thanks for coming out with me.
Yeah, no worries.
What are we going to do for parking for football on Friday night? They're building those condos across the street. Do I have to get the Melbourne Police Department on the phone? What's the game plan,
brother? I'm sure you just asked a question that I don't know, maybe 1,000 parents of Melbourne High School students are asking me on a constant basis. Is parking is one of the biggest issues we have here at this campus. Man, I'm not, they just built all those apartments right across the street. So there goes that idea. You can't really park over there you can try, I guess. People can try to park over there by Walgreens and where Hooters used to be. But it's an issue. We're going to try to do the best we can, squeeze everybody in here the best we can. And if we have to, we'll figure something out with some shuttle buses or something like that. But, we cannot wait to stuff the fans and to show what Melbourne High School is all about. It's, we're trying to increase that fan experience at our high school football games and our volleyball games and basketball games and so forth. I'm trying to pick up that side of things to increase, the experience, just like all the professional and semi-pro and Division I programs do. Yeah, it's a tall order, but I want our fans to be happy. I want advertising to come in, and I want everyone to celebrate Melbourne High School athletics because I think it's we've got one of the oldest schools in the county, so we've got probably one of the biggest alumni in the county, and we should be the flagship program in this county. And so I believe that, and I preach that to our parents when we have our parent meetings. I just hope that we can all get off the ground and get this thing rolling.
They have 7. Let me make sure I say this right. 7 home games. 7 home games for football. Then you have another game at Palm Bay. Oh, they're right in your backyard. And then volleyball. Hey, volleyball, you got more than 7 games, right?
I just put it on the schedule. We got about 25, 30 games. So it's going to be a busy fall season.
That is going to be awesome. Chad Raymond, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck with everything in the season. I hope I can get you on again sometime.
I appreciate you, Mark, and we can't wait to have you guys out here. We look forward to it.